This conference will now be recorded.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Real Estate Trading Frank. It's approximately 8:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, April 10, 2019. Full disclosure, this is purely for financial education, not for solicitation or advice. The session will be recorded, uploaded to the Google YouTube channel, Real Estate Trading, for viewing by all members and free trial subscribers, on anyone out there with a internet connection, to find some very valuable and realistic assessments of the market. Quick reminder, we have a terrific Instagram channel at Real Estate Trading. If you do not have an Instagram channel, just create one. Just follow us. We are highlights of the options trades during the day, primarily for promotional purposes, not for real-time content delivery that is specific to the Twitter real-time feed. We welcome MB and Mike to our session tonight. Are you guys connected? Mary? Test. Are you guys?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, Mary said yes. Good. So we'll start. So I'm going to try to keep this brief. Try to keep this within 40 minutes or so that people are not bored out of their minds on what we're talking about, even though it does help making money. So first of all, we're going to start off with the big picture, the bigger picture, and that is the daily. This is the daily chart of the market. Ladies and gentlemen, despite everything that happens during the day, which is intense volatility, and we know that, and I'm going to show you guys that, just to remind people that what happens within the first 2 hours, first 3 hours, first 4 hours, and throughout the day actually means nothing to what you will make on the end run, as long as you keep an eye on the big picture. This is primarily for swing traders, and you can see this here on the monthly chart on the S&P 500. This is what we are. So without further ado, actually, let me just stop myself for a minute. Couple of very important macro global announcements that have happened over the last 24 hours, including today. Number one, and I'll keep this as simple as possible, because I'm pretty much a pretty simple, lazy guy. When it comes to work, I'm not lazy, but when it comes to thinking, I like to bring it down to the basics. The Federal Reserve said they are not inclined to raise rates this year. That is fantastic. This is exactly what President Trump's been screaming about, even though I am not a supporter of my boy, New York boy, Donald Trump, telling the Federal Reserve what to do. But the fact that rates should be kept at this level till the U.S. economy really gains traction speed, that is over 3% consecutively, over 2 or 3 quarters, GDP growth over 3%, I'm all for it. Second, this whole Brexit garbage with the United Kingdom, England, as we all know it, has now been postponed till October 31st. That was breaking news over the past hour. That is extremely positive for financials, because financial companies, for reasons that I do not have the time to explain right now, are extremely worried about the hard Brexit, that is the European Union, the United Kingdom, England, leaving the European Union at the end of this month. So the fact that it's been postponed till October 31st is a plus. Third, and most importantly, which I do not think the market is fully discounting, because we have so many skeptics. and dogmatic bears who want the US economy to fall and hurt, including many Wall Street analysts and forecasters, the US-China trade deal is going to get done. It will never be a all-in-one, everything is all peachy type of thing. It will be a arrangement where China, and you can see that from my tweets, will acquiesce or acknowledge many of the things that they're doing wrong, and we will, at the same time, give them a break on the hardcore threats that President Trump has put across on the trade war. Remember, we need Asia, and China is the leader in Asia, the fastest growing population in the world, the fastest growing demographics, the fastest growing billionaires, the fastest growing consumer of US made products. So we need them, period. And they need us to sell their goods into our economy. We are not an isolationist economy. And despite your political affiliations, the fact remains, I am all about business. US business is what makes America great. And US business has always done things which have been overall right. That's the reason where we are today. So, saying all that, 3 positive catalysts. The negative catalysts, number 1, the market is going to be worried about earnings. First quarter earnings are going to start coming out in full force with JP Morgan on Friday. And you're going to see intense volatility as we move forward. I do believe that the month of April will end well. We have had a sharp, quick correction over the past couple of days, except you don't see that in this picture here. If you look at the monthly charts, we wouldn't be jumping around, and that includes me. I am reticent and cautious about taking large positions on anything, but I am still managing to navigate this market despite the intense volatility that we incur. Amazon, 10, 15 points down, 10, 12 points up, ending the day up 15 points. Tomorrow will most probably gap open 10. Just to give you an example of what the hedge funds do. The hedge funds are running sophisticated algorithmic high-frequency trading programs that are day trading every 5 to 15 minutes. So if you are just price watching and trying to figure out what's going to happen by the end of the day, you are a completely lost soul. That's the reason I try to be as disciplined as possible, even though it does not feel good. A good member of ours, won't name names, said, I didn't make money yesterday. I said, so what? I lost a bunch of money yesterday, but everything that I set up at the end of the day made money for me today. Trading is not a child's game. Adults, when they trade or invest, are like children who are lost. That's the reason why we rely on these amazing tactical charts and the structures that I put across. And that's the only way you're going to survive. Keep an eye on the big picture. Manage your profits in the short term. This is a stock market. Look at the individual stocks. Some are going nuts. Look at Guidant Health, a name that you guys didn't even know. We bought that stock at the IPO. And that was way down. It was at $27. Guidant is closing into a new high at $74. I did some research on Guidant. Remember, at Real Estate Trading, I'm not just talking about technicals. I know about the companies that I'm putting across. After all, my background is a fundamental analyst from Putnam Investments and Wall Street. So I'm not some sort of cowboy who's just like, okay, just go ahead and buy that. I am a cowboy when it comes to spec stocks. A $3 stock going to 7, 8, 9. But that's a different part of the game. But if all of you think that you can analyze the market, individual stocks, just by reading the headlines on MarketWatch, on whatever service that you use, yahoo.com, then in that case, you should have made 600,000 plus a year on Wall Street instead of being a trader. Think. Stop being an analyst and start acting on the charts and being proactive. There are no perfect moments. I'm speaking from my heart. This is a difficult market. Markets are continuously making new highs. We are just 2% shy, or somewhere around there, from touching the all-time high. Yet, everybody is so frigging scared. I feel that. It's not the chat room. The low attendance in the chat room allows me more time to do my real job, which is guiding all of you throughout most difficult days, including today on the real-time Twitter feed. So I thank you for that. So, 3 major catalysts. Remember this. 1, Brexit delayed October 31st. Trump administration doing an amazing job with China. Steve Mnuchin, if he ever gets fired, the market's going to drop 1,000 points. I'm telling you right now. Because Trump's, he wants to fire everybody from the border patrol, Homeland Security. Fine. Okay? But you start firing Larry Kudlow, Steve Mnuchin, I'm telling you, the market's going to drop anywhere from 500 to 1,000 points on the Dow within minutes. I don't care what your hardcore beliefs are. I am all about business. So, U.S.-China trade deal going well. Brexit delay. Fed, very friendly to the markets. Earnings, still a question mark. But here is the positive lining in the whole picture. And just so you understand, this is the way I used to give presentations back in the old days. All right? Except you guys pay me 70, 90 bucks a month, and I used to make a heck of a lot more. Well, I actually do a lot more because I'm trading on my own. Is earnings expectations are at one of the lowest levels by the so-called Wall Street analysts. And please do not try to be one. Okay? Because I'll go head-to-head with you any day. Between PE, PEG, earnings growth, cash flow, try me. Okay? Billions that you watch on TV, on Showtime, the guys are a bunch of idiots compared to what I can teach you. So earnings expectations are way low. So all companies have to, what companies have to do are they have to just simply beat the lowered guidance, and the stock will pop 2%, 3%, 5%. That's what we're getting into as we get into the month of April. Sometime by the end of April, beginning of May, we are going to start to, the air is going to start to come out of the market. I don't know. I'm just giving you my sort of gut feeling, but it might not, because these are different times. Because this China trade deal that all these analysts, my ex-colleagues, keep on saying are discounted into the market, I don't think it's true. And there are many, many selective companies. This is what I really want to bring your attention to. And some of you are trading your own stocks. I love it. The same person who said I didn't make money yesterday traded some stocks which were amazing. Some names I know, some names I didn't know. Or I did know, but I didn't trade. This is a stock market. If you want to be a trader, make some money for yourself, for your family, for your charity, for your pets. You have to be selective. Look at the biotechs. It's all green on my side. The whole biotech basket, not every name that I can put across every single day, going through the roof. Look at ICPT, Intercept Pharmaceuticals. One of my good friends and my loyal members for years, JB, one of his core holdings, because he's a biotech kind of guy. From 98, we got into it around 104. The thing's closing into 124. Did it take years? No, since March 28th. And then we have the biotech specs, the $3, $4, $8, $9, $10 stocks, like SRNE at $4 and change, at TJTX at 831, at VKTX at around 10 plus. So, ladies and gentlemen, I don't bullshit around here, okay? You can have the way you do it, and this is what I teach on my ACS sessions. I'm going to actually do a very important ACS free session, because everybody's a welfare trader. Nobody wants to pay to learn, right? So, and then they all scream and shout about the fact that, you know, everyone's on welfare. Traders are the ultimate welfare recipients. They want everything for free. So I'm going to give them something for free. This weekend, either Saturday or Sunday morning, most probably Saturday morning, I'm going to do a complete free ACS. We're going to talk about subsectors of different stocks that we trade. Techs, the high beta momentum stocks, the biotech, large caps, the biotech, small caps, the industrials, the restaurant stocks like Chipotle that are recommended at 260, 270, 300, 400, closing into 720, 725. Few months. The AutoZone that are recommended at around 6, 7, 800, closing into 1100 right now, 1060 at the close. So we're going to talk about these subsectors of stocks that we can do. Now remember, none of us have all that money to buy all of them. But how about knowing, having the knowledge about them, so you can at least have a little bit here and there on these big cap $1,000 stocks and run with it. Nobody talks about AutoZone on CNBC. Has anyone heard AutoZone on CNBC lately? Yes or no? Trina? Exactly. And
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. AutoZone, okay. I recommended not only at $600-700, you know, pre-earnings. I recommended at 900. It's at 1,060. You gotta diversify a little bit. So I will do this session on Saturday morning, most probably Saturday. And please keep an eye on the Twitter feed. I'll put it out there. Attend. Learn a little bit about how this business works. That's it. On the behavioral standpoint, just so you all know, between all the high-paid, overpaid Wall Street analysts, the CNBC commentators who are reading off his script, everybody's bearish. They are. I feel it. Look, I'm not that stupid as I sound, okay? I know one thing. I could meet you. I could talk to you on the phone for 10 minutes. I could tell whether or not you're going to be a good trader or not, whether or not, you have the gumption to be a real trader, especially an options trader, which requires grit, real grit. Whether you're a risk trader, I can tell right away. Remember, options trading is about risk. When it's the worst, and you're looking at the charts, mix it in with the technicals, and you're taking that plunge, you will be rewarded. And if you're not, you'll retrace back and you will get rewarded again. It's not a kid's game, okay? This is not a kid's game. Actually, kids will be better at this than adults are. All right. Saying all that, I'm not going to waste your time. Let me get into the technicals. Let's start off with the bigger picture. This is the really big picture, the monthly chart. Completely on the way up. At least testing 2961 on the E-minis, which is the high on the S&P. The closing high on the S&P 500 was 2940. Okay? So nothing in this chart, technically speaking, is telling me anything is wrong. Like I said, no technical damage detected. No technical damage detected. None. That's the big, really big picture. No technical damage detected. Walk away from the screens when you get these 15-minute charts and all the craziness that happens during the day. Next one. The weekly. Sorry, that's the monthly. Weekly. No technical damage detected whatsoever with a red hammer. And each of these hammers, when they fluctuate back and forth, that's 100, 200, 300 points on the Dow, like, oh my God, the world's falling apart. Look at Amazon, it's down 15, ends the day up 15 to 30-point swing. Booking.com, Priceline, told you guys to buy it. Did anyone buy it? Just curious. No, I'm not pointing a finger at anyone. Did anyone buy it?
No, I didn't.
Okay. The calls on Booking.com, the 18-20 calls that I kept on screaming buy at around 3, went down to $1.50. They were at 3. They were at 5 at the end of the day. Opened at 3.50, went down to $1.50, went to $7.50. So even if you didn't buy it, if you can manage to get in around 2.5, you had a 300% gain, 200% in your pocket, net ROI, just in one day. Booking.com, Priceline. I showed the chart. repeatedly. And look, I'm not your grandma. I'm not your mom. I don't give a flying, you know what you guys do. But when you see something that obvious, and that's one thing in life, when something is that obvious, you don't grab it because it's just so obvious. It was a range breakout. The stock went from 1772 at the low today. At the close yesterday was 1794. Markets opened up crappy, 1772. This is a big boy stock. Ended the day at 1812. So do the math. That's 30 plus 12. That's 40-point move in one day. But the charts were telling you with that big fat green candle that I showed, breaking news. Please don't waste this time. Donald Tusk. Well, Donald Tusk is an idiot. You know, he's the European Union head, whatever. Anyway, I thought Donald Trump. I'm like, please, Donald, don't go into messing into UK politics. His son tried to do that. You know, his Trump's son, by the way, I've met him a couple of times. He's an idiot. I like Donald. I don't like his son. Idiot. Anyway, that's what happened. A 40-some point move and everyone's just sitting around. It happened with a couple of biotechs too, not 40-point move. We're going to get one of those. The biotechs that I recommend every day, you can bet your butt that one of them is going to get bought out, because we have had 4 biotech buyouts on my recommendations over the past 3 years. Juno Therapeutics was the biggest one. Okay. Remember, you're going to take a horse to the water hole. You can make it drink. That's the state of traders. So let's get back into technicals. This is the weekly. This, ladies and gentlemen, we're looking at the bigger picture, is a bull flag, regardless of what happens during the day. They're all pundits are telling you, oh, we're in a recession, the market's going to crash and burn. Well, what are the charts telling you? Next. Oh, sorry, I'm back to the monthly. Oops. The daily. Straight question. To MB, to Mike, to Trina. Does this look like the market's going to crash and burn? Seriously, I need some answers.
No, not at all.
Okay, not at all is fine and good. I'm not going to pick on you, Trina, but then in that case, why aren't you going that aggressive on the SPY calls? I know you're not.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Why? Oh, I'm in the SPY calls.
Yeah, but why aren't you really pushing the pedal to the metal, knowing that this chart's telling you that the market's going to break out at least to 29.20, which was the last supply level here at 29.21, 35. I even have the line drawn here, which I always do. I'll give you the answer. Why? Because it happens to me too. And tell me if I'm right or wrong with the answer. It's the frigging intraday volatility that keeps you from really pushing the pedal to the metal. Yes or no?
Sometimes, but no, I'm in, I think, 8 calls of the SPY. I'm in
I don't
expiring on Monday.
I don't.
But I'm in so many positions.
1 second. I don't need your specifics. 8 calls on the SPY at an average cost of $1 or $2, right?
Right. But I'm in so many positions that it'll move with the SPY. So that's why I'm not in a tremendous amount of SPY calls, because I have so many positions.
Okay, that's a very good answer. I appreciate that. So on that note, let me remind people, if they don't want to deal with individual stock garbage, just friggin' buy the SPY IWM. Thanks to MB for reminding me about checking into the IWM, which was one of our biggest winners over the past 2-3 years, the Russell 2000. I used to be a specialist on that. I still am. So now I'm back on it again. Thank you, MB. And but if you want non-news specific risk, buy the indices, the SPY, IWM, QQQ. What's going to be, in all your opinion, the best earnings growth this as earnings season approaches as we speak? Which sector? What do you think? Trina?
I have no idea.
Yeah, of course you have an idea. Technology.
Tech, I was going to say tech.
The future. Yeah, techs are going to produce the biggest earnings growth known to man and woman. Because that is what's growing. America grew big on technology, on people from countries we didn't even know names about, and they freaking just made it happen. America is about the future. Banks are going to be like, okay, because they're too economically sensitive. And the US economy is not necessarily going gangbusters. Technology, the Apples, the Netflixes, the Teslas, the Amazons, the Bookings, the Facebook. Look at Facebook. It got every garbage thrown to it since 130, 140 bucks. It's closing into 180. Google, yes, it's been a laggard. Still gonna ramp. I want Google to be a laggard till earnings come. And MB and Mike, I asked a question. Any responses?
Oh, the same. Software, definitely. Electronics. Actually, auto has been doing really good too.
Technology, period.
Yeah.
That's it. Auto, it all depends. What do you mean auto? Like what? Ford, General Motors? Nah.
No, like AutoZone, Copart, CPRT.
There you go. You picked up Copart. Hats off to you. Exactly. And yeah. I'm going to chart it tomorrow. Thanks for reminding me of that. Okay. Look, it was JB and MB who reminded me of Win, and that was a huge winner. You got to trade that. We got like about what, 10, 15 points on it? Exactly. You're right. But generally speaking, the high growth companies. Okay. So this is the daily. Nothing wrong with this chart. I'm just purely looking at it very simply. Now, let's get into the shorter term charts. This is the flash crash. No, where's the flash crash version? There we go. This is what gets to the nitty-gritty of real trading. This is where my expertise really comes in, even though I have some excellent forecasts and stuff that have worked out. The reality is called cognitive bias or recency bias. What is happening within the next hour is what determines our mind most of the times. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And we're human. You're getting into a car crash. You're not worrying about, like, whether or not, you're getting a promotion in your job. You're like, holy shit, somebody just rear-ended me on my car. I gotta call the insurance company. I gotta see if I'm feeling okay. Like, it's recency bias. So when the markets get hit with flash crashes for different reasons, this is what happens. This is the month of April. And I show this chart all the time. Why do I show these charts? Why do I like to keep people on the ground so they don't go completely berserk and throw themselves off the chair and the first floor window and sprain their ankle and completely kill their P&L? So I put this, it came to my mind because that's my job. And I ain't no visionary, okay? So to put some shades on these flash crashes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This week's one. What happened after that? Every single time the flash crash happened, the markets went up. Exactly what is going on right now as we speak. So why are the majority not taking advantage of it? I'll give you a simple answer. The intraday 15-minute candles, the intense volatility cluster, that's what we call it. The volatility cluster. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And this is the 15-minute volatility. The machines are designed to decimate your emotions. Guys, I'm not preaching something. I'm trying to teach you guys something. And whoever is putting nail polish on, please just mute your microphone, please, or whatever. Half kidding, but seriously, it looked like they were cleaning their hands or putting some nail polish or whatever. So this volatility cluster gets resolved, and this is what is happening right now. And this is what's going to happen. We're going to approach 2,900. Boom! Sell programs come in. So if you are day trading or short-term trading, which is perfectly okay. In fact, in this type of market, you should be doing some scalp trading intraday, because the swing trading part, unless they are coming off real bottoms like the guidance, like GH that I recommended yesterday, the calls were up 87% plus. Stock was up more than $8, 12%. So traders buying the stock were up $8. I have traders who bought 500 shares of that. They're up $4,000 plus the options. I have traders, big traders, 3 of them, bought 1,000 shares. They're up $8,000 on Guidant Health, GH. Remember, we're about options trading, but if you have the ability in your account, you buy the common too. Because options follow common. So look what's going on. Now, many of you follow many different things, and I want to talk to some of you who follow other services, because I want to get some feedback how to improve what I'm doing. I'm always in the process of improvement. Do let me know if anybody said buy the market here. Do let me know if anybody said buy the market here. Please do. Cluelessly Trading is a new service. We do not advertise. It mostly comes from referrals. In fact, almost all of it comes from referrals, which I remind all of you, you're making money off my work. The least you guys can all do is provide some referrals. Seriously. I know traders are all on welfare. They want everything for free. That's why I'm offering the free advanced coaching session this Saturday morning, coming up early, around like 9 a.m. or so. Gotta take the dogs out before that. But despite the welfare garbage, provide some referrals. Seriously. I'm a nice guy, but that's the least I can ask from you guys. On that note, look at this. This is what's going on. So every time you get freaking scared because of the volatility cluster and these type of moves, and I put out all the levels where you need to buy or sell on these type of things, right? Where's our chart? Right there. Okay, you could trade off, put some shorts out there, do your thing. Don't go to bed with shorts for more than 24 hours, because you're gonna wake up with the beast. And I'm not talking about whoever you're with right now. I'm just kidding. All right, seriously, because the market is on an uptrend. Why? Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. This is the Qs breaking out of a major high-level bull flag consolidation channel. the QQQ. Don't want to play individual tech stocks? Buy the Qs. Amazon. If you showed it to somebody and said, is this stock going up? Of course they're going to say, of course it's going up. What are you asking me this stupid question? Yeah, but then we freak out every time it's down 10. So you're going to buy some time and you're going to buy risk. So if you're going to play the lottos going into Friday, you're going to have a big risk position, which is fine because risk can be huge. How many times have I seen Apple fall $3 and then by the end of the week, weekly options expiration, those calls from 30 cents go to $3. I've seen it more times than not. Have I been in all of them? Nope. Have I slapped myself a whole bunch of times? Yes. So when people say, oh, there's the, time decay, premium decay, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, premium decay and time decay is all fine if the markets did not have volatility. The machines know when you're going to let go of a $2 call that is down to 60 cents. And then they'll run it up to 4. I'm not bullshitting. I mean, this I do for a living. I know. So you have to be in that risk trade. So you manage and have some money in there. Not recommending anything. What I do at Holistic Trading, I suggest things. You do what you want. Boeing, the last 2 trades were losers. Boeing's going to ramp up one day $10. You know why? That the media never wants to report that the Chinese regulators, Chinese aircraft regulators, have actually decided to join the panel that Boeing is going to show their new software. I'm a real patriot. You know why? Not because I raise a flag and wave it and make America great. That's all garbage shit. Okay? You make America great by supporting real American companies like Boeing. Not by just pissing in your neighbor because he's a Democrat or she's a Democrat and I'm a hardcore Republican. That's not how you make America great. You make America great by supporting U.S. companies. Boeing did not have any major flaw. They did not cheat. Boeing is not Enron. Enron cheated. They were a bunch of cheating bastards. Okay? Boeing, the pilots overseas, the Boeing 737 did not have any major software flaw, in my opinion. It's technology. So something went wrong a little bit and people died. It's terribly sad. Boeing is down more than 15 to 20% from its high. You want to piss on Boeing now? They will fix the software thing. The Chinese, their biggest buyers, have said they're going to join the panel that's going to review the new software fix. The Boeing CEO flew a 737 with the new software fix. Did he die? And that was over the weekend. But that doesn't get reported. Boeing is the ultimate reversal trade. Yes, we lost on the last 2 trades. We won on the last 6. I lost a bunch of money on Boeing on the 380 calls. And I'm long again, as you know from my thing. There's a lot of, on my alerts, there's a lot of institutional margin selling, but don't believe the garbage. Follow the charts. It's going to be difficult. That is the ultimate reversal trade. You're buying a gem on the cheap. That's what makes you a patriot. Not waving flags and pissing on other people who believe in, other stuff. I'm dead serious, okay? Buy Boeing. Keep on scaling down. Boeing's not, in my opinion, unless they find that Boeing, and this is when I'm going to change my mind, unless they find Boeing committed fraud by lying to the FAA about their certification, which I don't believe Muhlenberg ever did. It's going to bounce like a mofo. All right? I'm telling you right now. Okay. I said my piece. So that's your intraday chart that you can always use. We're in the bear kill zone. People are going to make some decent money when they wake up tomorrow morning, which brings me to the next point. This whole fiasco about futures opening up in the morning and stuff is so meaningless. Look at what happened the first part of the market. And I'm just going to pull up a chart here. Just to remind you all, I don't know what charts you guys look at, but these are the things I look at. Here's Apple. Does Apple look like it's going to just completely decimate? We made a ton of money on Apple off my trades. I'm trying to get this thing here. What did I do? Oops. Can't get it up. I can. Yep, I can't get it out. Can't fit in the screen. So let me get EA, another solid winner. I wish EA. I don't understand about this. Whoever this hedge fund is on the EA, why don't they move it like $6, $7, $8 like they did like when we traded this for like 2000 thing? There's something, somebody's sitting on it. But the stock's gonna go. One of these days, EA is gonna pop like 10%. I'll tell you that right now. My son and wife have a design car company. Some of my good friends know it. And some of the biggest clients that they have, my son's in college, by the way. He just does on the side because he's just smart. Still smarter than me at his age. Are gaming guys. They're 26, 27 years old from Kansas, Midwest. They own gaming companies, software developers for gaming. They own gaming centers. The guys own 3-4 Lamborghinis. They own $3 million worth of cars, $2 million worth of cars at 26, 27. Not because they're drug dealers from the Dominican Republic. Oops, anyone from DR, please don't piss me off. Don't like, oh my God, you're being racist. I'm not. But DR is the ultimate drug capital of the world, you know, shooting drugs to us. Not Mexico, believe it or not. Okay, my boys in Jersey City are they're with the gang enforcement. They tell me Dominican Republic, the gang members are the worst. Anyway, these guys are gaming. They own like $1 million, $2 million worth of cars. I've like looked into what they do. Amazing gaming. And guess what? One of the biggest games are Apex Legends. One of the guys actually did some coding for Apex Legends. No wonder he got paid. That's what makes America great. Brains. So I think EA is going to go. If you ask me. So what was I going to show you guys before I deviated, as I always do? What was it going to show you? What was it going to put out there? Oh,
Was it Apple?
No, I was going to show you the volatility. Yes. So this, ladies and gentlemen, get used to being a real trader, is Tuesday. Tuesday, Wednesday. So let's do from Tuesday. Let's actually do from... Oh, I want to show you something else. Hold on, before I go in. And the only reason I'm doing this because I want people to wake up to the reality of what really happens in the market, not some la-la land they think they're going to live in. One sec. One second. Okay. So, point that I want to make. And believe me, I've been doing it for a long time. I've never professed I know it all. I'm still struggling, believe it or not, but I'm doing good. But I'm learning constantly how to predict. That's the biggest thing about pluralistic trading. The markets before they happen. And no one can deny that. and some of you are getting it. So if I told you in April that the market, and this was a big surge, and it was supposed to go like this, instead it went like this, right? This was April. This is the month of April. That started how many trading days ago? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 tradings ago. 8 business days, 8 trading days ago, the market started here. And the market is here. 8 days. Was it a straight line? Oh, how lovely would that be? Your gardener, your mail guy, your whatever, your hairstylist would be like, yes, market's going higher. I'm just buying here. I'm going to wait. It's going to go all the way to 2,900. Nope. No. Markets don't make it that easy. So even though 8 days, 8, love the number 8, Plutus 8, 8 days, put D here, D-A-Y-S. The market's gone from 2852 to 2,900. That is more than 400-500 points higher. 2852, yeah, like almost 400. Dow Jones Industrial Average, obviously, Dow Jones 400 plus points higher, all the way from here to here, does this massive capitulation. Everyone freaks out, few buy here, and then the market's up here as we speak. So what gives? Am I asked, you need to, as a tactical trader, you take profits. You can short as much as you want, but you're going to get killed. Yeah, you'll get lucky intraday. Intraday. Even this huge drop in the past 2 days. And this is the result. What's that telling you? The market wants to go higher. And that brings me to one of my last charts, is about volatility. So here is the volatility on Amazon since I started recommending it. Well, I recommended Amazon a lot lower. I'm actually very hot on Amazon at this point, till about 1900 to 1920. I'm hot on Tesla till about 300. So what happened to Amazon? Went like this. Went like this. By the way, I love doing these webinars, not because my favorite MB and Trina and Mike are here, but because it allows me to recap back and study things which I wouldn't be doing at the end of the day. Yes, I do look at a lot of charts at the end of the day, but not explaining, because when I explain, my stupid voice is actually going into my brain. You know what I'm saying? So I actually, I'm absorbing things a lot more. So I do thank you guys for being here. And you might think I'm weird, but I am weird, but I mean what I say. When I'm explaining all this stuff to my members, free trial subscribers, anyone who's listening to me, it actually educates me more. Really, it does. So what happened to Amazon? Did it go up in a complete straight line? No. And Amazon does 15, 20 points like no problem. What's the general direction? Higher. What's the general direction of Amazon? Why am I hot on Amazon? Why? Because I just love Bezos? No. Because what happened here? Everything disappeared? Oh, great. So I have to now get an Amazon chart. So let me get an Amazon chart. Amazon. So what I'm getting at is the different ways to skin a cat, right? I hate saying that. I have 3 cats, and terrible thing to say, right? But different ways to play the game of the stock market. You can do it through varied positions, or you can concentrate on a few positions which you just want to really concentrate on. So if you look at this position here, ladies and gentlemen, it's looking pretty juicy unless the channel breaks, which is around 1835, which is the lower Bollinger, 1829. There's a very, very good chance that it keeps on bouncing on the channel. Or like about Amazon, even if you buy options like $10, $20, $30 higher, they still move. Like Booking.com. Options went from $2-3, low of the day $1.50 to $7.50. Hello, you could change the whole makeup of your trading portfolio just by one trade. So it looks pretty likely Amazon's going somewhere in this range. Unless this breaks, and then the support comes in at 1810, where you want to buy with hands down. So, and this is not even a daily chart. This is a 1-hour chart for tactical traders. So let's look at a daily chart of Amazon, if we can. This is your trading chart where you can trade 10, 15 points, no problem. Got to be on the ball. You got to have your eyes on the screen. And let's look at a daily. Look at the daily chart of Amazon. I mean, it's as asymmetric, as algorithmically perfect as you can get with anything. This is what the big boys, the hedge funds, institutional money managers, that's what they do. Well, we don't have that kind of FU money unless, you know, one of you is a Russian oligarch or a Saudi prince. I don't have that kind of money. So, so what do? We play the options to piggyback the billionaires who buy 1,000, 2,000 shares of Amazon, 5,000 shares of Amazon, and this is where we are. Now I'm going to show you a quick trick, a simple one that I learned a long time ago when I had no idea about technical analysis. Let's look at a range, okay? And I want you guys to answer because you all know simple math on this stuff. So and please do answer. What's the number here? 1563. I'm getting my $1 general calculator right here. Okay, so we got 1563. Let's call it 1560. Everyone with me so far?
Yep.
All right. First breakout is the neckline. I love this chart. And I don't give a crap about Amazon, even though we spend enough on Amazon every month on everything that we need. And my wife told me today, shut your Alexa in your workplace because it hears everything. I'm like, honey, I'm unplugging it, okay? Okay, please. Seriously. And then and now you know she's smart. And then Bloomberg runs an article right before I'm running the webinar. I'm always checking things. Said, Alexa is hearing everything you say. She's like, you realize you're talking about this and that, social security numbers, American Express cards, and Alexa's hearing everything. I'm like, oh boy. Even though I don't think that Alexa is really spying on me, but Alexa representatives that Amazon hires are in India, are in Romania, in Costa Rica, and I don't think most of them are very nice people. Not the countries, but the people listening, because the biggest scam artists in the world, as in ransomware and all that stuff, Can anyone tell me what is the biggest, hacking nations in the world are that keep on hacking everything to do with banking and stuff in the US? Name two countries.
India and China?
No,
No?
not India, honey. China, not that much. Russians. Russians hack us more than anything, but Russians do it through different satellites. Ukraine and Romania. Okay? India never really hacks us. You know why? Because they're way too freaking smart to hack us. They actually designed the hacking programs. So Russians do it big time, and China does it, but China does it not necessarily for credit cards and stuff. China does it against our installations, defense and stuff. And I have a lot of good Russian friends, trust me. That's why I know this crap really well. And nothing to do with politics, okay? Russians hack from Brighton Beach, okay? So be very careful. So my wife's like, turn off the Alexa. So I plugged the Alexa. What are they gonna hear? Like one of my doggies like saying, where's the food? So, but seriously, I'm not kidding. All right? Yes. The biggest hackers in the world are Russians, the Chinese, the North Koreans, and the North Koreans steal a lot of credit cards. Okay? The fat guy. And you wonder, like, he can feed his people and they're that smart to hack? Yeah, they are. And Iranians, except the Iranian hackers, the national agency in Iranian, I forget the name, they hack mostly, they try to hack into our military stuff. Okay? So that's what they do. But when it comes to consumers, our credit cards, our social security numbers, Russians, and the Chinese to a certain degree, and Romanians, like, I can't even tell you. Okay? Horrible stuff. Horrible. So, you know how much spam I get on my testimonials in my website? You'll see. Most of them are in Russian. So I showed it to one of my Russian buddies who's a global head of operations at Citigroup, and he started laughing his ass out. He said, Frank, you should know better. I said, yeah, I do. He's like, come on. Put some serious firewall. I said, where am I going to get the serious firewall? From Symantec? He goes, no, from a Russian hacker. So he gave me a number of a guy in Brighton Beach to call. I'll give him $500 and he'll secure my website to a point that it's untouchable. I said, okay. And I'm going to call him this week. That's it. All right. So look at this chart. What are we looking at? We're looking at zones. We trade zones. Even though we flip around like wild monkeys in Gabon or in Congo, right? This is the zone. If it breaks that, you're going to see it here. If it breaks this, we're going to see it down to 1735. Nothing in this daily chart is telling me that the stock is not going higher. Intraday, do I feel like puking sometimes? I'm like 4 contracts, all of a sudden I'm down like 50%. But eye on the bigger picture. This is a rising wedge, as you all can see. So this type of stuff can make you a lot of money. A lot of money. And God forbid, they actually don't screw up on their earnings, which I don't think they will. But what the heck do I know? Here is one big thing about Amazon, and I'm just pushing one stock tonight, and I'll talk about others, on the Sunday webinar. Is one of the biggest thing and the greatest thing the Trump administration is doing as they're fighting with the Chinese, not fighting, they're working with the Chinese, okay? Remember, we want to be constructive economic partners. We don't hate people. We just want them to be fair. We are not always fair, but let's keep it at this zone here. That the Chinese have this patent, this IT infringement, technology transfer, where if you go into work in China, you have to have a partner that says you have to work with me, so you have to give me your technology before you can set up shop in China. Why do so many American companies set up shop in China? Because they're the biggest frigging market. There are 2+ billion people hungry to get into the middle class. They're the biggest experiment in the world that is actually working. It's like the Industrial Revolution here, where we moved from an agricultural-based economy back in the 1700s down to an industrial economy, now to a technological economy. And every time that phase happens, people get disrupted. That's where people get angry. Oh my God, why am I not making $500,000 a year? Well, friggin' go to school, learn how to code. Don't just sit there and say, oh, why am I not making the money? Capitalism is about learning things so you can earn some more money. You can't be a steel worker from the 70s saying, oh, I want to make $500,000 a year. Hey, it's not that simple anymore. The world is changing. Wake up. So the bottom line is, one of the biggest things that Mnuchin, Lighthizer, Kudlow is doing, cloud computing. I just read this on Bloomberg last night. That cloud computing companies do not have to have a Chinese partner. They can have their own servers in China. And guess who is the biggest cloud computing player? One of the biggest. Amazon Web Services is Amazon. The cloud. So from a bigger picture standpoint, it can go a lot higher. Okay, on that note, I think we covered a lot of stuff. Thank you for listening. Let's make it happen. It's going to be as volatile as ever intraday, but let's keep an eye on the bigger picture. Let's put out some trades like 2-3 weeks out. Remember one thing, last thing I'm going to tell you. Let's look at a calendar. What is monthly options expiration, ladies and gentlemen? What is monthly option expiration? What date?
Third Friday of the month.
And what date is that, Mr. Harrington?
April 18th and May 17th is the next one.
Thank you very much. Mary, you have a fantastic voice. You should be in Hollywood or something. Okay. No, I mean, that's a compliment, seriously. That's like so clear. Like, I'm hiring you for the voiceovers. All right. Yes, May 18th. Let's look at the short, the near term. So what happens generally, which I've been right 90% of the time, what happens monthly option expiration is normally a bullish event. Leading up to the day of expiration, not necessarily on the day of expiration, which is next Friday, but leading up to it. So let's play the game, short term, eyes on the big picture, and I'll tell you, we're going to get a burst out towards 29.20 or so with the markets. We can see here on the S&P 500, levels are put. This was the big 1,300 point drop. It's hard to remember, right? October 10th last year. So we have surpassed that right now. What's the next level where we started to break? Small one. That's 29.09. So we are in a very close proximity to touching the top of where we were at 29.40. So obviously you're going to see some, freaky selling at that point. But if we break out of that, and I think President Trump is ready to make it happen, we could get up to that 29.60, 29.80, but we're getting up there. So what we're playing right now is basically, we're at 2888. We love these numbers, 2888 minus 2940. We're playing roughly 2888 minus 2940. We're playing 52 points times 7 or 8. We're playing roughly about 400 Dow points before we retest the old highs. But somewhere around 300 to 400 points is what we are looking at, and we want to start to clamp back. In the meantime, keep positions moderate, spread it out a little bit, but let's concentrate on the indices, some individual stocks, and that's it. And that is my forecast, and I believe I'm going to be dead right again. That's where we're at. Thank you for listening. God bless you all. Kiss your pets. Love your, hug your family. And like they say, like I put out there, the biggest blessing from God is hopefully you're going to wake up tomorrow. All of us wake up tomorrow, and it's a new beginning. Thank you. Bye-bye.